Hello, I'm hoping that it is live. There we go. Okay, so good evening everybody. Let me just attach, sorry, just trying to get it central. This is another phone and it's slightly different to my other one. So, good evening. Oh dear, I've got an echo now. Let's put this down. Right, so I'm Danny. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from the UK and this is Friday Night Live, so welcome. So the first and third week of the month we have a coffee and card group at a local coffee shop, and the Friday of that week I usually do a little Facebook Live where and show you how we made the card. So this week we are making a slimline card. So I don't know whether you know. Hello Liz, nice to see you. So we made a slimline card. Liz was actually there as well this past week. So we're going to be making this and an envelope, a matching envelope to go with your paper, to go with your card. So just to let you know that the tutorial is on my website, which is here. Now last time we did this, we did a matching card and envelope, but it was a square one, and that's on my website as well. So this was using free papers with that, and these are free papers as well, and it's also a free stamp set. So if I just show you this, Beautifully Happy, hi Carol, Beautifully Happy is a free stamp set with Celebration. Now if you don't know what Celebration is, I'll just quickly let you know. This is the little Celebration brochure and it's until the 28th of February, so you can earn free product. So what I've done here is I have used this free product, this stamp set, and that's with a £90 order, and these papers here, which is also with a £90 order, but there's other things that you could buy with a £45 order, for example. So this is the Dandy Designs Designer Series paper, and you get 48 sheets of 12 by 12. So when I get free papers, I always think to myself, why not make a matching envelope? So I did that with the square card and thought a slimline card would be appropriate as well, because those squares and slimline card is Stampin' Up don't have. Well, they have a slimline one, but it's very slim, and this is slightly bigger. So this is my go-to standard sort of size, and I thought I'd show you a little bit about two-step stamping. We're doing heat embossing, so that is actually gold embossed, and we're going to make this envelope from scratch. So that's what we have got in store for you tonight. So I would like to just say also, I have done this before, but I thought you could win this card if you want to. My reach goes further if you can like and comment. Some people have already commented, so you'll be put in the prize draw to win this card. So it'll be obviously a blank card and it'll be in the post to you. So if you could like and comment, that would be perfect, and then you can be put in the prize draw. So let us start. Let's start with the card, shall we? So the card base is, let me get my card base. So basically what you need to do is, out of these beautiful papers, choose two of the same. You've got two-sided. So this is the one I chose last time, but I thought I'd go with the the lilacs this time. I really liked the daisy sort of print on here. So I'm going to go and see that side. I'm going to go with that. So I've got 2 pieces of 12 by 12 of the same colour. You don't have to use these papers, obviously. You can use whatever you like. So if you want to download the tutorial, if you go to my website, it is on there. So I'm not going to go into measurements a lot today, just because there's quite a lot to this card, and I thought I'll just get on with it really. If you want to download the measurements, then it's on that website, and there's a little tutorial on there. So I've cut this to size, so you've got one for the inside and one for the outside. So you take your top layer of card, and we're going to stamp onto that. Now this is the 2-step stamping. Just going to refresh my laptop quickly. So it's got some lovely sentiments on here. I love this. That's the outline we're going to be using, and these are the infills. Now the infills have got, if you can see, let me just see if you can see. Yeah, you can see the texture in that is quite stunning really. It's sort of like a watercolour look. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to fit in these lines perfectly. It's just going to be like a watercolour technique, but it's got texture in that stamp, and it's just quite stunning really. And then some beautiful sentiments we're going to use as well. So the 2-step stamping we're going to start with, and I'm going to do some embossing. So I'll need my Versamark ink, and then I'll need my gold, which is over here, embossing. Get my heat tool ready, and I've got this sponge Stamp and Pierce mat, because with photopolymer stamps you find that it sometimes doesn't quite press out in the middle, and so they need a bit of give, and you find that this is a hard surface, whereas this spongy block is slightly better, and you'll get that middle bit coming out. In these larger stamps, sometimes they don't always come out. So I'm going to use the Versamark, cover my stamp. It's just like gluey ink basically, and I've got to think that look at the original card, my ribbon and things will come down here, so I don't want it too far up the top, don't want it too far in the middle, but sort of that I think will do. Press hard and firm, and then off. Just check that it's come out. Yes. So then I'm put the lid on that, and then get my gold embossing powder. I put it in a little container, and then I put the lid of what I've got in there as my little scoop. I should have used my embossing buddy and I forgot. So I just quickly take the excess off. There we go. I'm happy with that. Side, just take my tweezers, follow that, and basically what you're doing is So I'll just try and let you see see that it's just melting. The powder has stuck to the gluey ink, and if you can see closely, the heat tool will heat up the powder, melt it, and you'll see it change colour. And that is just roughly what heat embossing does. Just have to make sure that all of it has melted. I think that's it. There we go. So then the next step is to do the little infills. So that's my flower, we've already mounted that, and that's my leaves. So I'm going to do fresh freesia. And what we do with this is just adjust it so that it lines over your actual stamp. And then when you're happy, best to stand up for this as well. When you're happy, pop it down. And it gives you a little bit of a very delicate sort of hue, that is. And then got the leaves here, and I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz for that. Now again, I've done the wrong one. This is the leaves. Don't want that one. I was being clever and mounting it all up. Now just have to be careful with that. I think I'll just wipe that off, because that might go. The problem is with this, you get it everywhere on your hands and things, so you just have to make sure when you line it up. And there we go, it'll lighten as it dries. Now the other bit I've got is this little bit here. So I'm going to put that in green, but I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to stamp off that and then line it up again. But it's going to be slightly lighter. There. It's just slightly lighter rather than that darker green. So, and then we have got another tiny little yellow here. I'm going to do that in yellow. So I just need maybe a Daffodil Delight, just to put that in the centre of the flower. So I have to be careful again. Wipe the excess off, pop that in the middle, and then we've got these little sort of, I don't know what they are, dots, but they give it a little bit of texture here around, and I dotted that around in crumb cake. So just splash it around. Doesn't have to be any shape or any particular way. you're just dotting it about. And then I wanted to, on the original, I've sort of done a little bit of blending. So go back to this little blending on here, get my blending brush, and I'm going to use Fresh Freesia because it's quite subtle. And I'm going to come off the paper and then on it. It's so subtle, can't see it. So there we go, it's coming on now. Hold your paper, take the harshness off. This might make the camera a bit jiggly. I'm just taking sort of whiteness off. It's just very subtle. And I think, to be honest, that is enough. It's enough moving the camera, isn't it? Right, so let's pop that to one side. So that is the basis of my front layer. So I need to write a little sort of sentiment. So my sentiment, I quite like, to be honest, I like happy birthday. So I'm just going to do that for a very happy birthday. But I've gone with a slightly darker colour. Fresh Freesia was a bit light. Where have I put? Oh, there we go. Put Highland Heather. I thought I'll do Highland Heather. It's just slightly darker. Then you need a bit of scrap. So I'm just going to use this. Stamp it on. And then I'll use, with here I've just really, because it's such a small sentiment, I basically just cut it by hand. Cut it as straight as I can. And cut that at an angle. Cut it at an angle that side. And I wanted to mount it. There's scrap left over from here, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a border. So I'm going to glue that on to the bit of scrap that I've got left over from my paper that I've used. And I'm just going to cut around it just to define it a bit more. So, and then that's going to go there. Now I'm not going to do this bow. I'm just going to show you a little trick. This is a bit too complicated a bow. I just wanted to show you, I'll probably be using this. This is the open weave ribbon in Fresh Freesia, But I could also wanted to show you a little trick. This is the crinkled seam binding ribbon. Now with your stamping blend, they don't really have green ribbon, well, that would match this. But if you took your stamping blend, some of the stamping blends don't all come in every single colour. You take the closest to it. Dark granny apple green is fairly close to the mossy meadow, or at least when it dries. So if you take it and you can actually colour your ribbon, and this is a permanent marker, so this will dry slightly lighter, and basically if you haven't got the ribbon that you want, the colour you want, you can see it's coloured it on both sides. So it's quite a handy tip if you did want to have a different colour, coloured ribbon. And I've actually made a little bow with that ribbon earlier, and I didn't know which bow to use. Oh, looking lovely, Danny. Oh, that's nice. Wow, Joe, you are a star. You are good to me, Joe. Right, so what colour should I use, girls? Should I use the purple or should I use the green? Now, if you comment, help me out, see what you think. I'm just going to refresh my page just in case I'm not getting the comments that I should. Yeah, just comment on my comment whether you want me to use the green or the purple. I'm going to go and finish off this card now, and it doesn't want to. Okay, can't see the comments now. Okay, I think I can now. Right, so this is ready to mount, ready to layer. It's got to be purple, Carol says. Well, you're the first one to say that, so I'm going to go with the purple. Thank you, Carol. Right, I'm ready to layer. So let me get my layering. So as I said before, for those who missed the beginning, everything is on Danny Design Studio, my website, and it will give you the whole tutorial for this, and it will tell you all the measurements, and you just need to watch the video to remind you how to do it. And also, if you have liked and commented, then you'll be automatically entered for the prize draw to win either this card or the original card with the envelope. So now with this, I'm going to raise it up a little bit with dimensionals. And where will that go nicely? I think I'm going to put it slightly to one side because the ribbon is going to go there. I'll just show you how to do this ribbon. So you take a bit that's going to be your tail, long enough for your tail, and then do a little loop depending on the size of your bow. So do another loop, 2 bunny ears, cross it over. That one you put it under and through, and then pull, and then adjust, and then you'll snip it. But I've already done one, so I'm just going to pop that onto there, and I would do that with a glue dot. Now I know some of you might think, oh, I can't be bothered to make an envelope for somebody, but I think when you've got free papers, I always think to myself, you know, you want to use it up, don't you? And I think it's always nice to be able to have a special card with a nice envelope. And then what I have done is lay this up inside. But then you can put a little bit inside as well. You can make it a special inside. I love the daisies on there. So I've already done that for you because you don't want to see me heat embossing again. And I've got sending happy thoughts, and I've used the little flower here and used the infill and the little bee as well. So that's what I'm going to put inside, and then that's our card done. There we go. So that's our card, and now on to the next thing, and that is, let's just tidy up a little bit. Let's do the envelope. Now the envelope I think is great. Let me just turn that over. Let me get another piece. That doesn't look nice. There we go. Right, so my envelope has got to be cut down to size, and as I said, it's on the website. Why is everything wonky? Right, so with the longest bit at the top, let me just look at my instructions. This is the little tutorial you can download. It tells you everything that I've used, and all the measurements are here. So the DSP has to be cut to size. It's not 12 by 12, so it's 26 by 28. And then with a long side at the top, score at 2 centimeters. So that's my longest side at the top. And if you've got a directional paper, then you need to have it sideways, because this is the longest part. And you need to cut, if you've got a directional paper, you need to cut the longest part, so the 28 centimeters will be at the top. So then I'm going to score, take my cutter away, score at 2 centimeters. And 24. So that is my bottom and that is the top. Flip it 90 degrees. So the shorter part is at the top, and then I'm going to score at 7. And then at 19. just gently. Okay, so that is all we're going to do. So then I'm going to crease it just gently, remembering that it's paper and we don't want to crease it too much, but I will try and get a bone folder. There we go. Just gently. I bet you're all happy it's Friday night for those who are working. I know some of you have to work this weekend though, don't you? That is the problem. But so there you can see, and I forgot to say that if I wanted this to be my outside of the envelope, I would have it upright in my trimmer. If I wanted it this side, I would have this upright in my trimmer. I'd start off like that. But I want this to be the outside. So I've scored it, and then I have got, let me put it on this side so you can see. You can see that I have got 4 rectangles on these 4 corners. So I'm going to chop those away. Okay, so I'm going to get my big scissors and chop up right to that first score line, and then up there. Might have to trim this a bit more, but let's see how we go. So get rid of these. You're left with something like this. Now I like to round these corners because basically it's going to look something like this. Okay, this needs to be chopped a little bit. You can see it's not quite, so it sort of has to be inside that score line, and then it will fold better in a bit better, like that. Same with the top. You're going to see the top, so you have to be really sort of a bit more precise. So this bit is just slightly out. I have to be as neat as possible. This bit a little, just a slither off. So you see this bit is the base, you won't see it, whereas this bit is the top and you will see it. But I just want to round those corners. Now for the life of me I can't find my corner rounder, so I'm going to use an old one that I've got. So you might need to pop this in the middle a bit more, and then if you didn't have a corner rounder, you could just leave it as it is, or you could maybe do it at an angle like that, and you cut at an angle, but do the same angle on both sides. Just gives a neater look, really, that's all. So then I am ready to glue. And I should have glued this first, but let's glue it now. Try not to do too much glue because it will squish out. And that's it. It's very similar to the other envelope we did, the square envelope. So there we go. That is your envelope. This is your card. And this is the original. So if you like and comment on that, even by you saying hello, I will put you into a prize draw and you can win it. So I'm going to leave it. If you watch on replay, if you do hashtag replay, and then if you want to comment and like it, I'll put you in the prize draw. I'm going to wait until tomorrow morning, and then I'm going to pop you in the prize draw on the wheel of names, and I'll run it. So thank you, Carol. So that's good. I mean, it's a lovely stamp set and beautiful papers. So thank you very much for joining me. And oh, pretty card. Yeah, you did it, Liz, and you did it beautifully. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Carol. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and just enjoy the rest for those who are able to. Okay, see you soon.